everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily on the 1st of April. I hope I got you, everybody. Binance have no problems. Binance is doing better than ever. All the FUD goes right through the walls. Yeah, you know, it doesn't really care. No, there is sound. You got me almost with the no sound, man. You got me almost with the no sound. No sound. Yeah, you almost got me with that one. Guys, I'm sorry, but you know, I have to do it. I did it last year as well. You know, it worked well, so you know, I had to do something this year as well. Binance is fine, guys. Binance is very much fine. Welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European Time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins, the 1st of April jokes and everything else, guys, and everything else. And as you can see up here, I also posted, you know, Binance US Halts, also withdrawals. I posted this on Twitter as well. But before I actually posted yesterday, this, you know, just when the day started yesterday, I said, reminder to double, triple, and quadruple check anything you read today. You gotta check, guys. You gotta check. So anything you read today on the 1st of April, like, I just don't believe it. Like, doesn't matter. People say like they're gonna kill themselves. You know, they lost all their Bitcoin. You know, this happening, that. Just like, I'm gonna go to the beach and relax. You know, for the day, because today, you know, the memes are and the April Fools are coming out. We should probably put somewhere up here on the in the chat. Wait. Well, let's just do this one up here and say April's Fools. And so people know when I come in the chat right now, so then you know, they don't ask. We pull it, you know, up here, something like that. There we go, April Fools. So people know that it's April Fool's joke, you know. There we go. But guys, Binance is doing very nicely. There are no withdrawals. I mean, this is the biggest company, the most sane company in the world right now, following all the regulations. It can be followed. So you know, it's for something to take down Binance, it has to be something very, very big. That said, how's everybody doing in the chat? I hope you're doing well. I hope you didn't get too much scared. Santa Plan, what's up? How you doing, man? Mladen is in the chat. Nice. Wizard Cell. Adi, what's up? Marcus Williams, how you doing, man? XRP Legend is in the chat. Dimut. How you doing, man? Hey, Liverpool are playing Man City soon, so won't be here for long. Liverpool is playing Manchester City, but it's only 1 o'clock. Okay, yeah, it's very late. It's not 9 a.m. CryptoDex, how you doing, man? Can I go back? Yeah, you can go back to sleep, man. It's all good. Fuck you, I actually was a second to close my lungs. Sorry about that. Hex is pumping like crazy, by the way. Is Hex pumping like crazy? I don't know. Let's see that. Hex is up. No, Hex is, you know. You got me with the Hex, man. You got me with it. Good deal. You got me with this one. Yeah, nice. Abby, what's up? Vladislav. XR got a nice structure to wake up. Chunktown, what's up? Jurgen. The green is goblin. How you doing, man? Crack, you got me. Good night, moon. Dude. I was shitting bricks. Johnny Wilson, what's up? Good morning. My whole life saving is Binance. I have 0 in my bank account. Yeah, maybe it's a good that we get these kind of scares, you know, because then we realize how, you know, warnable we are. Chris Magra, we're going to the moon, definitely. Heiko, April's Fool. Steven, what's up? Elena, XRP's ISO 2020 to the moon. I don't know about that. Maybe that's the April joke. Steven, what's up? Jurgen. I'm hearing 2 songs. Yeah, sorry about the 2 songs things. I forgot to turn off the one song, you know, so the other song came on. So there is that. Week. Oh, you have it up. Yeah. There we go. Kenan, I do, man. I'm also here. Do you remember me or forgetting the bear market? Vinet! How can I forget you, man? I cannot forget you. I remember all of the bear market, guys. How you doing? Young bro, I'm pregnant. There we go, guys. There we go. How you guys doing? What's up? How's everybody doing, guys? So where are we gonna start with the price today of Bitcoin? We're gonna just talk about Bitcoin. There is not much happening with DXY. DXY is still, you know, going a little bit down. It's still below these support levels down here. I think it says is there any divergence up here on the chart? There are no divergences on the chart. Doesn't look like that though. Yeah, there are no divergences on the chart up here. It's still bleeding down. It went down on. It's sitting down on the 2-day 200 moving average up here. It's below the moving averages on the daily and the weekly time frame. It is below the moving averages DXY. So you know, but we still need to wait after the weekend to see actually how this is gonna play out. The S&P 500 up here has been pumping above the moving averages up here on the weekly time frame, which is very, very good. The Dow Jones came to the resistance up here. It's still not above certain levels, and Nasdaq is pumping like crazy up here, guys. The Nasdaq is actually pumping like crazy up here. We might pull something like this up here. You can even see that you can even make an argument that this actually is breaking this rising trend line towards the upside up here right now, but you can always pull back. But it does look like it has the strength, and we've been saying for a long time right now the Nasdaq does look a lot stronger than Dow Jones and the S&P 500. So you know, reason for that, I don't know, probably, you know, because all of this AI and stuff like that might be, you know, pulling it towards the upside. So there is that, but you know, it does look very, very good. The thing about the Bitcoin is that Bitcoin, let me see here, let's go to this chart over here and go to the daily chart. Bitcoin doesn't look that weak, guys. We are coming into the Friday, into the weekend. It doesn't look that weak. Can it drop after the weekend? I mean, it can, but right now it does not look that weak. Konsky says potential dead cross, but he uses some weird EMAs, something like 20 and 55. Yeah, the dead crosses are, you know, leggy, very, very, very leggy indicator. You know, dead cross is something like you know, MACD crosses. MACD crosses are very leggy, and I never look at MACD cross. So over here you'll get some kind of, you know, MACD cross. But this okay, this was actually bad. You know, this actually MACD cross came at the very top up here. But these are actually the pivot points up here. These are the pivot points. And these down here, those are the pivot points up here, right? So when you get actually the cross is actually far from over, at least, you know, more than not, that's when you get hit the tops up here, right? So when you get these stops up here on the histograms, that's actually where top. By the time you get the cross, it's already, you know, it's already late. It's already game over. So if you look at some kind of, you know, some kind of movements, this is actually sideways movements up here. Can we say that here? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Oh, sorry, man, DXY. There we go. But it does not look that bad, guys. It does not look that bad, and you know, the price of Bitcoin is just right now hovering up here. Not only that, we got a new high up here, new highs closed on the daily time frame up here towards the upside. There is we need the other indicators up here. There is slight, you know, RSI divergence up here on the chart. Which might actually pull us a little bit towards downside. We're gonna see what we happening up here. This move was the 29.2 up here. This is the top up here right now. Pullback right now, pulling a little bit towards upside, but it's still keeping these moving averages up here. It's still keeping, you know, above 10 moving average, 20 moving average up here, and it just, you know, kind of climbing up here. So I don't see, you know, the weakness in the price just yet. And we said, you know, for us to, you know, sense any kind of weakness, we need to go through certain, you know, important levels. One of these trend line levels right now, it's this line over here. The trend line that we need to go through right now, that sits something like, you know, 27.5 up here. So, you know, the weakness will be shown below 27.5 down here, right? So once we go below 27.5, 27.6, give or take, that's when we're gonna see the first sign of weakness in the charts. This on the 4-hour time frame, right? After that, we are getting this, you know, horizontal line up here. That's actually a very important support level. So if the first sign of weakness is over here, the second sign of weakness, if you go below the, you know, 26.5. So right now, you know, 27.5 and then 26.5 down here. These levels needs to be broken for us to become bearish, right? So it's really hard for me to be bearish. Yes, we see that we are curving towards the upside up here. And we are having the same kind of patterns up here. There's a whole bunch of resistance right now up here. People are shorting these levels. So there are two ways this can actually play out the way I see it. So if you assume that there is some kind of top up here at the top, and there is some kind of bottom down here at the bottom, right? If you assume this is the range that we are right now in, there is right now, you know, liquidity being created above us and below us. So what we can do, the way I see it, is we can go down over here, pick up this liquidity and continue going towards upside, or we can just go up here, you know, and you know, this liquidity up here, just, you know, go through that liquidity and continue towards upside over here. Could we do another move towards upside up here, pick up this liquidity, because there are a lot of people shorting up here. So there is a, you know, shortest liquidity up here. Could we pick up the shortest liquidity and go towards the downside? We can. Are we gonna do another move to either of these side first before we go into the other direction? You know, that's the big question. Are we gonna go into these liquidity zones and then go into the other direction, or are we gonna, you know, ignore the liquidity zones and go lower? That's also the question. So it's a little hard to say, you know, what's gonna happen next. But the important thing is that the price doesn't look that bad. The price doesn't look that bad, although it is showing, you know, it's been showing weakness for a while. Over here, you know, we have been breaking through the support levels. You know, support trend lines up here, all the way through. I don't know where this one is supposed to be, something like this up here, right? So you can see that we have been losing momentum, but you know, losing momentum in a consolidation phase is normal, right? We have been losing momentum in consolidation phase, so we are trying to hold these levels up here on the downside, right? We are trying to hold these levels. We don't want to fall through these levels on the downside and create, you know, go through the support levels. So momentum has been lost a little bit on the sideways, you know, side movement over here. But right now, it's still consolidating. And if I would assume, if we are at some kind of top and we were about to drop, we would have seen a lot more bearish action that we are actually seeing. This is a 4-hourly time frame up here. It's just sticking above the 10-20 moving averages. There are no big moves. There are no big moves. There is nothing on the charts right now that's telling me that we are, you know, for whatever reason, very, very bearish. Also, this candle up here is not just any kind of candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle up here above this red candle up here. I mean, we went down a little bit, held the 10 moving average, and create a higher high up here on the chart as well, which is very, very good. So we like that, you know, we enjoy that, we like that. So I don't see that much bearishness. You can also make some kind of case that there is some kind of triangle up here being created. Where was that? Up here somewhere, give or take. I don't know. Maybe there is some kind of triangle up here created where we are going to triangle and then we are looking for a breakout. But right now, important thing to know is that we are right now in the weekend, and during the weekend, unfortunately, it's a slow weekend, so we might see some more sideways movement and whatnot, right? Right now, Bitcoin price is sitting at 28.4, but the CME futures closed at 28.7, and it was up as high as 29.2. So if you go over here, you'll see it closed at 28.740. Where is that? 28.740. It closed all the way up here. So CME futures closed up here, and right now we are right now we are sitting at 28.4. Are we gonna close by the end of the weekend all the way at 29.7 so we don't get any kind of gap? You know, or are we gonna even go through that during the weekend and then, you know, close up here and then we'll be back towards the upside? You know, that kind of depends a little bit. But we could definitely get a gap, guys. So people think that, you know, we can't go higher because of the gaps and stuff like that, right? During the weekend we can't go, you know, we can't pump because, you know, not all markets are open. But oftentimes during these weekends we do tend to create these gaps that happens. So if the price of Bitcoin goes all the way up here somewhere, you know, 32, 33K, and then it comes Monday, up here, and then this CME, you know, opens up here, there will be a huge gap up here that everybody will be screaming about in the, you know, in the weeks to come. We gotta go and close the gap. Which might be actually very, very good for us, right? Which might actually be very good for us. So will we actually close, you know, the right now this daily candles up here over the weekend at 29.7? Will we close even higher up here at some kind of, you know, 30 levels, or will we fall down and then create this giant gap up here above us towards the CME gap, and then, you know, first go down over the weekend and then pump during this, you know, the next week? It all kind of depends. But I don't see any kind of, you know, I don't see much problems up here. So the lines that I'm looking at and that you should be looking at, there are two very important lines. Number one is down here. It goes something like this up here. This is the number one line. So, you know, you don't want to break through this line over here. Very important line as well, right? And the second line is the horizontal line down here at the bottoms, right? So these two lines are going to tell us whether the momentum is totally lost, and right now we are changing the trend, or are we keeping momentum? It's also important to notice that over here we did create a, you know, some kind of a pivot point up here, and this pivot point, you know, we can actually use and we can maybe say that, you know, the line actually goes something like this up here towards upside, because you can see up here, down here, technically, you know, it hits something down here as well, right? So, you know, there is definitely a line up here as well, but I'll keep all three lines up here and say that, you know, if something bad is to happen to the price, you know, we need to lose some kind of support levels. And the support levels that I'm looking right now is on the 4-hourly time frame, and these are the very first levels of support, especially these moving averages, and then, you know, 26.5 down here below. You know, that's when I would start getting worried. That said, I don't see, you know, I'm not very bearish on the price. I'm actually very bullish, and I think this can actually continue over here towards upside, although it does not have to be the case. It can go down over here as well. So, you know, we don't have anything right now concluded, but if you look at the moving averages, for example, up here we are still above all moving averages. Everything looks nice and dandy. There is no oversold or overbought levels up here. We came to 70 levels and then pulled back down here to some kind of 50 60 levels down here on the chart up here. As you see previously up here on these pullbacks up here, we didn't pull back only to 60 levels. Once we pulled back to the 60 level, like over here, we fell down to, you know, 40 levels down here on this one. And then we went a little bit up to, you know, 70 levels and pulled back all the way to 30 levels, right? And then it bounced off of that, right? But I would assume, you know, somewhere between 50 and 60 levels up here. Could we do another move down and push this even lower down and have a nice move towards upside? That can definitely happen. But you can see that these big moves up here on the RSI can go to 90 levels. So we can just continue pumping up here and, you know, go to 90 and then have some kind of consolidation. So I wouldn't say that RSI is by any means right now overbought or anything like that. It's sitting up here at 63. It's in upper part of the chart, which is actually very good and shows an option, right? The MACD cross is still not in yet. Although it does look like it wants to cross right now towards downside over here, and, you know, this might actually dump down. So maybe you should assume that this is gonna dump, because it is very, very close to another pullback over here before it goes towards upside, I think. But there is nothing that says right now, and, you know, even my indicators doesn't say that we are in any kind of overbought territory up here. On 2-day time frame as well, over here the MACD still haven't crossed. Yes, we are losing momentum, but we are losing momentum in a consolidation up here, and you'll see up here we are just sitting on some kind of 68 levels up here on this movement towards upside. We do get these dips, but, you know, it can just continue. There are no big problems on the chart or anything like that. Like, there is stuff that could look better maybe if we just pull a little bit more towards downside, something like that, but there is nothing that right now is saying that we are, you know, in any kind of bad shape. The weekly up here, still there is no divergence on the weekly time frame up here. We are, you know, still only at 65 levels. Yes, 65 levels is a little bit high, but it's not above 70 or 80 levels. It's not very, very extended towards the upside. So there is definitely more room to, you know, pump on the weekly time frame. Also, the MACD up here very nicely crossing the zero line right now. It's probably going to cross the zero line, which is actually a very good sign, and we like that. The overextensions up here, a little bit overextended on the weekly, but not that much. I mean, it's nothing compared to these, you know, huge overextension or anything like that up here. Even this overextension up here, previous move up here before we consolidated, you know, right now it's going a little bit towards downside. So I definitely think that we have, you know, that we can definitely have another one of these moves towards upside up here, towards upside. You know how big that move is going to be and what's going to happen. But I don't think this over here is the top. Another thing a lot of people have been talking about is this doji at the top up here, right? And I said that that this candle up here is gonna, you know, turn green eventually. Right now it does look like it's gonna be green. I said I am better than 99% of technical analysis. I am gonna get this right. I'm gonna go against everybody and say that this doji is not a topping out pattern. And if I get it right, I get bragging rights for the rest of my life. So it is green candle by you know, by definition. On the CME chart, we do definitely have this doji, and right now we're having green candle after the doji, which shows hugely, you know, it shows hugely bullish momentum, because these dojis up here oftentimes do tend to break towards downside, you know, move up, and then, you know, they are topping out patterns. But I'm telling you, in a strong bullish trends, these topping out patterns don't matter that much. They get everybody bearish, and then it just continues pumping towards the upside. So we need to see something that the chart that tells us that, you know, okay, this is hitting some kind of major levels with some kind of overextension, with some kind of, you know, long-term, you know, trend could be broken. broken, and so forth, so forth. But right now we are not seeing anything like that over here, and this over here looks very, very nice. So I'm still gonna assume that after the next 2 days, this candle up here is gonna stay green candle. And if I'm correct, after the next 2 days, I get bragging rights for the rest of my life. There is that. Another one wants me to talk about 3 monthly and the monthly chart. Yes, we got a monthly close on the chart as well up here, and you can see up here on the monthly time frame we are managed to get back above this 50 moving average. You can see up here when it dropped below 50, we tried to get back up and then down, right back, got crammed below the 50 moving average. Then we wicked it up, just retest that, nope, not that, and we went down. We tested the 50 up here, we failed to get above it. We made a doji up here on the weekly, and this is also one of the reasons why I'm telling you that in strong bullish trends these dojis are not topping out patterns. And then we had this, you know, first move towards downside, and then we closed it above the 50 moving average. So we are sitting right now here in the middle of range. There is definitely, you know, 20 moving average at 32k. That might be very important. We got the next resistance at 35. We got after that resistance up here at 38. You know, and how far we're gonna go up, it kind of depends. The important thing to note is that every single one of these levels are gonna be shorted by a whole bunch of people, and people are gonna want to short all of these levels. And I think price will go through several of these levels just because there is so many people shorting, because these shorters need to give up and turn around, and once they turn around, then we go down. So the monthly time frame does look very good. We are also broken the high up here. I can see up here there was also the previous high up here. So the monthly time frames looks bullish as you know what. And these things can, you know, pull back a little bit first and go towards upside. We're gonna see. I even wrote on the Twitter up here. I posted. Let's see the tweet. There we go. Will we get lower wick on the monthly April candle or no wick? No wick, 60%, lower wick 40%, 34 watts only, but you know there is that 60% thing that we will get no wick. So what do I mean by no wick? Let me show you examples of no wick monthly moves up here. Where is it? Let's go to another chart up here. So over here there was no monthly wick, but over here there are monthly wicks, and this is what I was referring to. So here you'll see that we had a big move towards upside, and then there is this upper wick up here. But you can see up here, as soon as we closed up here on the monthly time frame, we just went up. There was no lower wick on the downside. These lower wicks, there was no lower wicks. Over here there was a tiny lower wick, but you know, you don't have to have a wick on the downside. That's what I'm trying to. That was my point with the entire thing up here. You can see up here we closed up here, and then we created this lower wick, and then we went towards upside. So this lower wick, you can see up here there is no lower wick, and this thing can happen in a strong bullish trends. Like over here, for example, there is no lower wick over here, there is no lower wick over here, and these are monthly time frames, guys, and there is no lower wicks on the bottom side, right? So we could just close and create no lower wick on the monthly time frame, right? Because a lot of people might you know, think that right now over here we might, let's go back to our chart. A lot of people might think that we are yeah, well, technically we are creating a tiny lower wick over here, but you know, we don't have to, you know, do this move up here before we, you know, create an upper candle up here at the top, right? That's the only thing. We don't have to create this lower wick on the downside, and you know, whether that's gonna happen or not, it really doesn't matter. But you know, I'm just trying to make the point that we do not need to go just to make the lower wick, although the lower wicks happen almost all the time, all over the place, you know, you get. But in strong trends, both bullish and bearish trends, you can see here this is a strong bearish trend. There was almost no upper wick up here at the top in a strong bearish trend. So in strong trends you get these no wicks to one side, right? So there is that. That's my entire point. So this looks very good. And Vladimir wants us to look at a 3-month time frame. This is a quarterly time frame up here. Let's pop some moving averages, stuff like that, so we can actually see what's happening. Let's go to this one up here, and you can see up here this. Well, it looks very, very nice. Now we got 2 levels of resistance up here. The way I see it, you know, that's a 35 levels up here and the 10 moving average up here. But I don't see anything special about the three month time frame up here. Yes, we are above the 20 moving average. The 50 is down there. I don't know. Is this somehow special? 3 monthly, please. But there is not much. Like, let's look at a logarithmic chart up here. This one just came up here. We are still below 10 moving average. on 3 monthly time frame. So I don't think that this I don't know, it doesn't seem to be that, you know, interesting of a chart. I don't know. It's not, it's nice chart, but you know, the 3 monthly, this is the first, you know, quarterly candle. It's very good. What can we say about the first quarterly candle that Bitcoin outperformed all the, you know, stock assets in the first 3 months? So there is that. Sell in May and walk away. Where that's gonna be? Well, we think that it's gonna be April, guys. April 20th April. 20th April. 20th April. 204. 20th April, guys. 204 is a very important date. It's the new moon and a new moon eclipse as well. It's also the month where we get a lot of company quarterly reports, and I think that a lot of those might be bad. I'm a little bit unsure because they have been firing a lot of people, so these quarterly reports might be good. So I'm a little bit unsure. We only had 3 bullish engulfing on the 3 monthly. So I'm a little bit unsure what's gonna happen, but it's important date to remember, 20th of April. So, you know, when they say, you know, sell in May and go away, maybe it's gonna be sell in April and go away on the 20th of April. So we're gonna see when we get to the 20th of April, did we get any kind of top? Are we looking for any kind? If we get to 20th of April and we are looking at some kind of topping out patterns, guys, be careful. Just sensitive. We only had 3 bullish engulfing on the 3 monthly. Let's see that. Let's go back to the 3 monthly because up here we are at 3 monthly. Let's move everything. Bullish engulfing candles. Can you do logarithmic chart up here because here I see. I mean, this part over here looks like this part over here, right? So you get this big move towards the upside. So it indicates, you know, start of the new trend, right? Start of the new trend. So when you go into these movements towards the downside, you want to see this, you know, first quarterly, you know, down here, you know, you see this first quarterly. I don't know if you're gonna, you know, but you know, these last 2 times, you know, these big candles up here, the 3 quarterly candles up here. This was from the, you know, 84% move. This one up here is 164% move, and this right now quarterly candle is 76% move. So they do indicate that the bottom is in, right? Yeah, and after Corona dump, we also had a big move up here, big candle up here. But yeah, these 3. Yeah, but I won't say that are bullish engulfing candles because I consider you know, then every candle is you know, every candle is bigger than previous candle is an engulfing candle. But I would say that, you know, the previous candle needs to be like a big candle, like something like this over here. Like if this red was went down here, I would consider it as bearish engulfing candle. But for example, let me find an example up here on the red, for example. So I wouldn't consider this to be bearish engulfing candle, although it is bigger than the previous one. I wouldn't consider it, you know, to have as big an effect because yes, it pulled back down and we, you know, pulled down more than the previous candle that pulled up, but I won't consider this bullish engulfing candle. Yeah, it's just semantics. I don't know what's called, right? But it's good. But you know, this is another one of these, you know, indications that, you know, telling us that the bottom is pretty much in. So there is that. Bitcoin gonna remove the USA. Yeah, that's the April one. Black Swan coming right up, of course. Guys, again, remember guys, it is very important that you remember this. This is the most important thing I can, you know, teach you today. Remember to double, triple and quadruple check anything you read today. It is very important. When somebody says something today, double check it, triple check it, quadruple check it. It is very important. Don't make any decisions based on anything you read today. I'm just saying, you know. Please answer my question. Sticks and stones. Okay, let's see what sticks and stones have. Also, long time no see, brother. Let's see up here. Looks like it's keep being forced down. Why is there 27,584 ceiling on the hourly charts? Where is 24? What number did you? 27,587. 27. What? Ceiling? You mean the floor? 584. Yeah, give or take. This is some random hourly charts. When you say ceiling, do you mean the top or the bottom? Because ceiling is top, and this is no top. Why is there ceiling on the top? I don't know. On the hourly chart, there's nothing on the hourly chart. This, you know, this came down to 27.5. You know, but there is nothing up here, like, you know, daily. I don't see some random. Probably because, you know, people are watching the, you know, volume profile up here or something like that, right? Mirror Vault account. I don't know. 27,584, at least for me, it's nothing. Like literally empty space. It's a bullish Gartley on the weekly for that. We don't do Gartleys here, man. We don't do Fibonacci with pattern, with you know, butterfly patterns, Gartley patterns, stuff like that. 77 region by late May, June. Sell in May and walk away. We have to stand time frames. June is the rocket month, but I'm basing it off of the weekly pattern on Altcoin, so probably not reliable. It could be. Should I sell my house and buy Bitcoin TLR? Are you selling your house? Unfortunately not. I'm not selling my house, guys. Not only that, so here's my problem right now. I have some money left over, and the question is, do I pay off the debt? Not even entire debt, but do I pay, you know, a lot of the debt off? It's like 50% off the debt, or do I take the money and put it in, you know, crypto, right? So I'm still on the verge of, you know, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with that money, because I am 100% serious when I tell you guys that, you know, you should do whatever you can to pay off the debt, and that should be, you know, one of your, you know, most important you know, tasks right now this year, if you can. And this is not a joke. RSR is up 10%. Chili's is doing nicely. Chili's is in this channel up here at Willow, but it's down on the midline. It's down on the midline, so, you know, but it is kind of below this 200 moving average. It does look a little bit weak, so we're gonna see. Maybe my lines are a little bit off. I don't know. I don't think my lines are off, but, you know, there is that. Are you giving us predictions or spoilers? Don't sell your house. Pay your bills always. So yeah, so I'm really serious, because I don't think, number one, I do believe strongly that 2025 will be the top. On the other hand, I'm unsure what's gonna happen until 2025, and I'm also, my confidence level is very high when I'm talking about this pivot point. If you watched yesterday's stream, you'll hear all about pivot points. My confidence is pretty high when I said that there will come a pivot point and there will be some kind of consolidation or pullback, or even consolidation option. I don't know what kind of consolidation we're gonna get, but I do believe in consolidation very, very soon. So, you know, maybe in a month's time, something like that. That can also be good if you use the money to make more money, of course. So if you have debt and you are getting money, and that money is paying your debt, that's a good debt. I understand all of that, all about that. But the debt that I have now right now is not good debt. Number one, it's high interest rates, and number two, it's I'm not getting any money off of that. This guy on YouTube called TLI, follow his TA and trade your way up to pay debts. Yeah. That's what real about Binance. Then also the written notice. Yeah, good. I had to keep the written notice up here in the chat because we had it on the start of the, you know, video, but that went away. So there is that, guys. Again, it is April's Fools. It is April. By the way, okay, let's take a quick look on altcoins. RSR is up right now, 10%. Let's look at a daily time frame up here, going above. Did this move down up here, bounced off of the 10-20 moving average, double doji up here, went up here very nicely. Is there anything else that's you know, Anchor is up 10% as well. Ooh, Anchor is actually looking good because it's bouncing off of all of these other moving averages up here. It bounced off of the 50 moving average, right? So let's look at a weekly time frame. Weekly is also looking very good for Anchor, so Anchor looks very good. I'm just looking at this big ICX is up like 30%, man, about the 50 moving average. So another interesting up here. Yeah, and by the way, how's ARB doing right now? ARB has been, you know, going sideways up here. 1 hourly. I was actually expecting to go down here. Did I actually expect this? So I was thinking it might actually go down here, but it did that. Right now, this big question is, right now it's sitting on this support level, right? So I over here, let me see up here. Profile, can we do it like this over here? Go to profile. Yeah, so this is the chart that I posted yesterday. I was thinking like, yeah, this, you know, this is gonna go down to the midline up here and then continue. And you can see up here it went down. It went down all the support line is going towards the upside. So that's nice. This is reggaeton and it goes up. This didn't play out. This literally didn't play out how I actually thought it's gonna play out. Because if you look at the chart up here, I was thinking like this is just gonna, you know, go towards upside up here. Nope, did not happen. We're down at 26.7, and look what happened after that. I mean, it couldn't be more further from the truth. You know, I was thinking he's just gonna continue up. Nope, sideways. So there is that. There is that. No pumpage, no pumpage. So let's go back to the chart. Epsilon's too big on the chart. It's okay. We are pretty much done with the show, guys. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Is there anything else? Yeah, XRP. Okay, since mine wants me to look at XRP, let's look at XRP. But I think XRP came to these lines up here at the top. Yeah, it did pull back. So I thought this might actually go, but it did pull back. Now, that is important, of course. There was this trend up here. It is breaking the trend up here. Yeah, it is. It did broke both of these trends. So it kind of looks a little bit weak. It came up to 56, but it's still above the moving averages on the daily time frame, right? It's still just, you know, going. It doesn't have this, you know, classic topping out pattern or anything like that. It just came here, consolidated up here at the top and pulled back. So I would say this still looks bullish for the move towards, you know, continuation up here. Also trying to close above the moving averages up here at the top. So you know, but it did explode, you know, a lot towards upside up here. Maybe the line goes through these lines up here, maybe something like this, because you know it's very nice on the moving average. Because this line over here is definitely broken, right? You will take something like this up here. It's pulling back. If you can get an offset mortgage, if you're eligible, you can fix up interest rate and pull out money at short notice if you require it. Thanks for being pretty grim lately. The president and the rest and all that. Vic, let me tell you something about, you know, politics, geopolitics and stuff like that, about the world in general. Read stuff that gives you hope. Because if you read only bad news and you read, you know, what the retail and mainstream reads, you will be in panic, you'll be in fear. I post a chart up here. I post a chart. Let me show you something. I post a chart. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter. I post interesting stuff from time to time, not always, from time to time. Over here, there's an interesting chart. I can right now, you know, make this upper full smaller. This chart, can we do it? Open picture, new thing. Can you see this? This is the prevalence of emotional payload in the headlines from 47 popular news outlets. So they have been looking at the web pages of these popular news outlets, and they have been looking at the headlines and taking out keywords to see, you know, emotional payload, and that's like danger is on the rise. That's like some kind of, you know, fear, you know, payload, fear emotion in the headlines. And I said this a long time before, that they are doing the fear mongering tactics and stuff like that in the headlines, and this is quite obvious when you look at this over here. So this goes from 2000 to 2019, but you can, you know, draw your own conclusion what is happening right now. So the prevalence of emotional payload in the headlines. Anger. Since 2010, anger has been going towards the upside. Disgust. Since 2010, it's been going towards the upside. Fear. Since 2000, it's just, you know, fear. They have been, you know, pumping fear headlines towards upside. You might rationalize this by saying, yeah, because, you know, the world has been going worse and worse since 2000, so, you know, it's normal that fear, you know, goes towards upside. No, it's not normal. It's not normal. They're doing this on purpose, and they are on purposely using fear-mongering tactics to get you into the fear. So the more you read mainstream newspapers, the more you see of, you know, these kind of things. From 2000, joy After 2010, its joy has been just going towards the downside, and this is one of the very few things that are actually, you know, what good, right? From 2000 to 2010, like, you know, joyish headlines have been going towards the upside. Sadness has just been rising since 2000, and neutral is been going down. So there are no more neutral headlines. They are either, you know, fear, you know, one side or the other. There's nothing neutral about headlines. It's been just going down. And the prevalence of all of these other fear, anger, disgust, sadness has been going up, and joy has been going down. So when you read mainstream newspaper, you get these kind of feels. This is emotional payload. This is what I put out. So after you have been reading all of these newspapers, and, you know, the world is going to end and stuff like that, you yourself become very, very affected by these things. So do not read things that are on purpose trying to get you into fear. I know that banks are dying. We know that presidents getting arrested. We know that, you know, a lot of stuff is happening. You know, but you do not have to read the fear-mongering headlines and newspapers. There are other things that you can read that talk about the same things, but they talk in some kind of a, you know, neutral perspective. They also show you some kind of a, you know, outcomes that might actually happen, that might actually be good for us, right? So they talk in some kind of hopeful way. They talk about same things, but they are not, you know, doomsayers. They're saying this is gonna be, you know, end all. You know, we are all gonna go into poverty. This is the end. You know, you don't get into this anxiety. You know, death anxiety or whatever it's gonna want to call it. So, and this is very normal. I mean, these kind of things are very, very normal in the mainstream news. The news are just there to fearmonger. I have two newspapers, guys. There are two local newspapers up here where I live, and the one newspaper is owned by the same newspaper that's owned the biggest, you know, mainstream newspapers in Norway is Vego Dagbladet. So this local newspaper that's owned by these big companies, they are doing the fear-mongering tactics. This is a local newspaper, and they are only posting about car accidents, about somebody not getting their money, about somebody complaining, about, you know, about bad weather that's coming. It's only fear-mongering news articles. If there is something locally that's happening, because local newspapers should talk about local stuff as well, right? A lot more than I talk about global stuff, because we got, you know, national stuff. But they talk a lot about all of the negative things in the local society. Oh, the roads are not fixed. This is not good. They need money. They are suffering from this, that. You think like, you know, the entire community is going down. And then there is this other local newspaper that's not owned by these big corporations. And when you read the other newspapers, it's like night and day. You know, stuff is happening. Oh, there's this thing over here. There's this over here. Oh, this you know, community got this grant for this thing over here. They are building this new school over here. Like it's like night and day. It's like you read this one fear-mongering local newspaper, and you think that everything is total shit, and that you know, entire local community is at the verge of, you know, some kind of end. On the other hand, you look at this other local newspaper that's not owned by it's privately owned here in our local area, and when you read that, it's like, you know, stuff is happening over here. You know, people are going out, and you know, they're having this concert and that stuff over here. Like it's like night and day. So what you read affects you a lot, guys. What you read affects you a lot. So take that from today's video. Anything else up here in the chat? And again, maybe there are fewer things to be joyful about and more things to be sad about. Crypto Labs, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by at the very end. Okay, guys, that's everything I've got for you right now. And Bitcoin is still, you know, not doing much. It's still on 1 hour. It looks like it might drop down here a lot, because it broke this move up here, consolidated. It looks like it's gonna drop down here a lot, at least on short term. Just block them on YouTube. Yeah, I blocked CNN, BBs. Yeah. So, but all of the mainstream, that's what that's happening over there too. Have you seen Sinclair video? This is dangerous to our democracy. Yeah, everybody's seen that, but I've seen that video for a very long time ago. But yeah, I understand what's going on, guys. I understand what's going on. I blocked TLA. if you guys, if you are into this, you know, propaganda machine kind of stuff, and you want to learn from, you know, you can go and read doctor grades, you know, papers. Where they are talking about usage of media to affect the populace, you know, society. If you want to get, you know, if you want population to be in fear, you know what you have to do. If you want population to be joyful, what you have to do, how you have to do this, you know, to get, you know, desired outcome and stuff like that. This is not happening on accident, guys. Nothing in the world is happening on accident. Remember that. Newspaper just delivered cucumber news. Okay, guys, that's it. I cannot say that's it, you know, for 10 times in a row. I'm going. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, don't read, you know, everything you read today is just, you know, double check, triple check, quadruple check. Bye-bye, guys. Where is my outro? There is outro.